There's a sickness infecting modern men, a disease spreading through dating advice forums and pickup artist circles. It's the belief that attraction is something you can hack, that if you just learn the right lines, the perfect body language tricks, or some secret psychological tactic, women will fall at your feet. But here's the hard truth that will set you free. Women don't want tricks. They don't want games. They don't want performances. What they truly desire is something far more substantial, far more rare in today's world of instant gratification and superficial connections. They want a real man, not an actor, not a salesman, not a desperate boy begging for approval, but a man who stands firm in his purpose, who doesn't compromise his integrity, who faces life's challenges with quiet strength rather than loud complaints. Welcome to Stoic Doctrine. This isn't another channel teaching you how to manipulate women or play mind games. This is about something far more important, building yourself into the kind of man who doesn't need to chase validation because you're too busy living by your own code. A man who understands that true attraction isn't about what you say or what you pretend to be. It's about who you fundamentally are at your core, your character, your discipline, your ability to remain unshaken when life tests you. These are the qualities that create genuine, lasting attraction, not cheap pickup lines or fake confidence routines. Let me tell you about Mark. Mark was what most would call a nice guy. He always put women first, buying drinks, giving compliments, constantly seeking their approval. He'd bend over backwards to please any woman who showed him attention, and yet, despite his efforts, he kept getting rejected, ghosted, or worse, friend-zoned. Then one day, something snapped. He realized he had been approaching dating all wrong. Instead of focusing on what women wanted from him, he started focusing on what he wanted from himself. He began waking up at 5 a.m. to train. He doubled down on his career. He started saying no more often. He stopped chasing and started building. And something remarkable happened. Women began responding differently, not because he changed his tactics, but because he changed himself. He became a man who carried himself with quiet confidence rather than desperate neediness. And that's when everything changed. This brings us to the first fundamental truth. Women don't want to be your purpose. They want to join yours. Too many men make the mistake of building their entire identity around whatever woman they're pursuing. They drop their hobbies, neglect their friendships, put their ambitions on hold, all for the sake of chasing affection. But this is exactly what kills attraction. A relationship should be two complete people choosing to walk together, not one incomplete person clinging to another out of neediness. As Seneca wisely observed, if you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person. The path to becoming truly attractive begins with becoming complete within yourself first. So, what are the qualities that genuinely attract women? Let's break them down one by one. First and foremost, purpose. Nothing is more attractive than a man who knows where he's going in life, not in some vague, wishy-washy way, but with concrete direction and daily action. Women are biologically wired to seek men who demonstrate the ability to provide and protect, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually as well. This doesn't mean you need to be rich or famous. It means you need to be actively working towards something meaningful, whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, serving your community, or developing your mind. Having a clear purpose gives your life weight and substance, and that substance is magnetic. Second, emotional strength. Notice I didn't say emotional suppression. There's a crucial difference. Emotional strength isn't about never feeling anything. It's about having mastery over your emotions rather than being ruled by them. It's the ability to stay calm during conflict, to handle rejection with dignity, to face life's challenges without crumbling. Women test men constantly, not out of malice, but because they're biologically programmed to assess a man's fitness as a partner and potential father. when you remain unshaken by small provocations, when you don't take the bait during arguments, when you demonstrate the capacity to lead under pressure, that's when real attraction deepens. Third, integrity. Your word must be your bond. In a world full of empty promises and fake personas, a man who says what he means and means what he says stands out powerfully. This means no games, no manipulation, no pretending to be someone you're not just to get attention. Women have incredibly sensitive radars for inauthenticity. When you're congruent, when your words, actions, and values all align, you create a foundation of trust that no amount of slick game can compete with. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Fourth, presence. In our distracted, smartphone-addicted world, the simple ability to be fully present with someone has become remarkably rare. When you're with a woman, be with her completely. Put your phone away. Maintain eye contact. Listen actively, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. This level of presence communicates value and respect more powerfully than any gift or compliment ever could. It shows her that in that moment, nothing is more important to you than the interaction you're having. And that kind of focused attention is incredibly attractive. Fifth, self-respect. This might be the most important quality of all. A man who respects himself sets boundaries naturally. He doesn't tolerate disrespectful behavior. He doesn't chase after women who treat him poorly. He walks away from situations that compromise his values. Paradoxically, this is exactly what makes women respect him more. When you demonstrate that you value yourself, others will value you too. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Your ability to maintain self-respect regardless of external circumstances is one of the most attractive qualities you can develop. Now, let's talk about what women don't want, because this is just as important. Women don't want desperation. Nothing kills attraction faster than a man who seems needy or overly invested too soon. Women don't want a man who makes them his entire world. They want to be part of a man's world, not the center of it. They don't want someone who agrees with everything they say. They want a man who has his own opinions and isn't afraid to express them respectfully. They don't want a man who's constantly seeking validation. They want a man who's already validated himself through his actions and achievements. This brings us to the concept of polarity, the natural dynamic between masculine and feminine energy. Healthy attraction thrives on this polarity. When a man is fully in his masculine energy, purposeful, decisive, emotionally stable, it allows a woman to relax into her feminine energy, receptive, nurturing, expressive. But when a man becomes needy, indecisive, or emotionally volatile, it forces the woman to take on masculine energy to compensate, which kills the spark. Maintaining your masculine core isn't about dominance or control. It's about being grounded in your purpose and values, regardless of external circumstances. Let's talk about how to develop these qualities in practical terms. It starts with daily habits and disciplines. Begin your mornings with intention. Don't just roll out of bed and check your phone. Take time to meditate, journal, or exercise. These practices ground you before the demands of the day begin. Develop a physical discipline, whether it's weight training, martial arts, or any other form of exercise that challenges you. Physical strength builds mental strength. Read voraciously, not just fiction, but philosophy, history, psychology. A well-developed mind is incredibly attractive. Pursue mastery in your career or craft. Competence and ambition are magnetic. Cultivate your social life. Strong friendships with other high-value men will keep you balanced and grounded. When it comes to dating specifically, here's the most important principle. Lead, don't chase. Most men make the mistake of putting women on pedestals, showering them with attention, and hoping for reciprocation. The masculine approach is different. It's about inviting women into your world, rather than begging to be part of theirs. Plan dates that reflect your interests and values. Be decisive about where to go and what to do. Create experiences rather than just asking for her time. This demonstrates confidence and leadership, qualities that trigger deep attraction. Communication is another crucial area where most men go wrong. They either talk too much out of nervousness or retreat into silence out of fear of saying the wrong thing. The key is to be present and authentic. Ask thoughtful questions and actually listen to the answers. Share your own perspectives honestly without needing to impress. Speak with conviction but without aggression. Your voice should be calm and measured. This conveys confidence more effectively than any amount of loud bravado. Physical escalation is another area where men often stumble. They either move too fast out of impatience or too slow out of fear. The solution? Pay attention. A woman's body language will tell you everything you need to know. If she's leaning in, making eye contact, finding reasons to touch you, these are green lights. If she's pulling away, avoiding contact, or giving short answers, these are red lights. The key is to move forward gradually while continuously checking for receptivity, and if you get clear signals to stop, respect them immediately without taking it personally. Perhaps most importantly, you must develop emotional resilience. Dating will involve rejection. It's inevitable. The difference between an average man and an exceptional one is how they handle that rejection. The average man takes it personally, gets bitter, or gives up. The exceptional man understands that rejection is often about fit rather than worth. He remains unfazed, learns what he can, and moves forward with his dignity intact. This emotional resilience is perhaps the most attractive quality of all, because it demonstrates that your self-worth isn't dependent on external validation. Now let's address some common myths about what women want. Myth number 1. Women only care about money. While financial stability is attractive, what women truly care about is your ambition and work ethic more than your bank account balance. A man who's driven and constantly improving himself will always be more attractive than a rich man who's complacent. Myth number 2. Women only want bad boys. What's actually attractive about so-called bad boys is their confidence and independence, qualities you can develop without being disrespectful or unreliable. Myth number 3. Looks are all that matter. While physical attraction is important, it's far from the only factor. Your posture, your style, your grooming, and most importantly, your energy and presence, all contribute far more than raw genetics. The ultimate truth is this: becoming truly attractive to women isn't about learning tricks to make them like you. It's about becoming the kind of man that high-quality women are naturally drawn to. A man of substance, a man of character, a man who knows his worth and carries himself accordingly. When you focus on building that man, when you commit to daily growth and self-mastery, everything else falls into place naturally. The right women will notice, the right opportunities will appear, and you'll find that you no longer have to chase because what you've become is worth pursuing. This is the path of Stoic Doctrine. It's not about shortcuts or hacks. It's about doing the real work, the inner work, that transforms you at a fundamental level. When you commit to this path, you'll discover that attracting women was never about them. It was always about you, about who you choose to become every single day, about the standards you set for yourself, about the life you build through disciplined action. So I'll leave you with this challenge for the next 30 days. Focus entirely on your own growth. Wake up earlier, train harder, work smarter, cultivate your mind, strengthen your body, develop your skills, build your purpose, and watch what happens. Watch how the world responds to you differently. Watch how women respond to you differently, not because you're playing games, but because you've become someone worth taking seriously. If you're ready to begin this transformation, Subscribe now. Join a community of men committed to real growth, not cheap tricks. Every day we're sharing the principles and practices that build genuine confidence and lasting success. The journey starts now. The choice is yours. Will you remain where you are, or will you become the man you're capable of being? The man that women truly want, not because of what you pretend to be, but because of who you actually are. The decision is yours. Make it count.